Oh, why is my Excel not showing here? Okay. All right. I believe you can see my screen now. Thumbs up if you can see my screen. All right. Thank you so much. So Excel is a tool for calculation, monitoring. You can use Excel for a lot of things. If you're a business person, you can use Excel for your accounting needs or storekeeping needs. You can, if you're just somebody at home, you can also use Excel to monitor your expenses, your budgeting, how much you're spending on things, just to basically track your expenses and do basic calculation. So this is the Excel interface, Microsoft Excel. And the first one you see here, it's the file. This file button is where you can open a new document or save, or you can save, print, share, and export your Excel sheet from here. Sharing, you can share with other team members if you're using the Microsoft share feature, right? If you have Microsoft in your phone and their SharePoint facility, you can use this to share to your friends so you guys can work on the same spreadsheet. If you want to print your spreadsheet, you can click here to print your spreadsheet. If you want to save your spreadsheets on different file formats, you can do that as well. So save is a normal save. If you want to save your spreadsheet normally with the default Excel file format, you click on save. But if you're trying to specify a different file format, you can choose on save as. So to open a new document, to save, to print, all those functions you can find on the File tab, right? So the next is the Home tab. The Home tab contains everything you have to do when it comes to formatting your Excel interface, formatting the cells, the rows, the columns, and everything. This is the font. You can change the font. Font means when you enter a data, okay, how you want the data to look like. Do you want to change the write up, like the handwriting? If you're writing on a book, like your handwriting, some people can do cursive, some people can write normal. So whatever kind of handwriting pattern you want, just for you to relate with, that's what the font means. So you can change the font as you please and choose whatever font you want. Okay. Next, you have like the font size. You want to increase your font size, you want to reduce, how big you want the write up to look like. You can do that here. There are so many things you can do on this part. So this font is about formatting the data, the things you have written on your Excel cell, right? Am I going too fast? Oh, we are good. A thumbs up. All right. Thank you so much. So the next tab you have is the Insert tab. Now, there are a lot of things here. Don't panic. Excel is, when you practice with it, you get familiarized with each of these tabs. So if I just start telling you what each of these tabs is without you practicalizing it, it will sound strange to you. So no need to panic. Once you start practicing, you will get used to all of them. So on this Insert tab here, Insert is simply if you want to put a picture on your Excel interface, you can use the Insert tab and you can put a picture. You can also put your charts. You want to draw a chart or anything or a graph to represent the data you have typed, you can use the Insert to do that. So that's what the Insert is for. If you want to draw tables, I mean, you want to draw shapes, any shape you want, whatever shape you want, lines, arrows, anything you want to do, you can use the insert tab to put that in. This is for the pictures. You can choose from your device pictures you've already saved and things like that. That's what the insert tab is for. So when you have a data, maybe you've made a table of your a list of items you've bought, the amount you bought them, and you want to have a visual representation of it, you can now make use of your charts. Okay. So next is the page layout. You want to arrange how your page would look like. The page is simply what you're seeing now. This sheet one is your page, how you want them to be like when you want to print. That's what the page layout is. Then your formulas, whatever mathematical formula you want to apply to your data, that's it. But these are more advanced things you can do. For now, we can use the auto sum, the average, counting your numbers, max, minimum. These are the most frequently used formulas for basic calculations, and we'll be making use of them later on today. So these other tabs are more complicated. With time, you'll get used to them. If you want to import, if you want to work, if you want to run analysis, okay, and you want to import a file, an Excel file from another source, that's when you make use of this data tab and the rest of them as well, right? Now, on this view tab, you see all these lines here. These are called grid lines, right? If you don't want them to show, you can just uncheck it and your Excel document, Excel spreadsheet will be blank. So if you're typing, you can just go ahead and type whatever you want to type, but your referencing will be here. Can you see this name box? It tells you the address or the reference of where you are, right? Um, can you please mute Ola Renwaju, please? Thank you. So view just helps you to rearrange what your Excel sheet looks like, right? So you can remove the grid lines, you can put them back. For some people, just in case you open your Excel sheet and you can't find your formula bar where your addresses would show, this is how you put it back. Just click on view and make sure the formula bar button is checked. That way you can see your formula bar. Is that okay? Did you get that? A thumbs up if you got that. Because sometimes by default, your formula bar won't be visible. So don't panic. What you have to do is to click on view. View is simply whatever you want to see on your Excel spreadsheet. Click on view. So you check the formula bar so that you can see where your formulas would show and your cell references would show as well. Okay. Is there anyone that wants to have any question or any confusion so far before we go into data entry? Let's enter some data and do some calculation. Anyone? Does anyone wants to say something? Any question?
Ma.
A thumbs up if you are good. Sorry, who wants to say something?
Excuse me, ma.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma.
I'm listening. Go on.
Ma, I can't see your screen.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay, maybe it's your network. Is there anybody that can't see her screen too? Because I can see it.
I can see.
Okay, so maybe Queen Gel, just log out and join in again. Maybe it's your network. Log out and join in again. Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. All right. Sometimes it happens. If you can't see my screen, just maybe log out and come back in. So now we are going to run basic calculations. Okay. And I need people to give me, let's say we want to have some full items. Let's try to create a market list. So just mention different names of things in the market you want to buy. Let's type them out on the spreadsheet.
Yam.
So, okay, yam. All right, yam,
Rice.
Plantain.
plantain. Okay,
Beans.
beans. Okay,
Rice.
rice. All right, let's hold here. Now, okay, I need a food with a very long name. Let's say
Yam
uh
pando.
yam.
Pando.
Very good. Thank you. So
Or
you
spaghetti.
observe, okay, from what you can see on my screen now, you can see the yam bundle is longer than the line, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is a row. This is a what?
No, a column.
Row.
A row, right? I'm sorry, this is a column. I'm so sorry. This is a column. And the address of the column, they are always on A, B, C, D up to Z. Then they go A, Z1 and things like that. So all the ones on alphabet, these are your columns. These are your what? Columns. Now, the one on 1, 2, 3 down, it's your row. It's the row. Now, normally you address column first when you want to reference it. You take the column first, which is the first alphabet you have here, A, and you take the next one happens to be the row. So if I click on the second one, we have yam. You can see the reference is A2. That means is in column A and row number 2. Now, looking at Pando, the size of this cell, when I mean a cell, I mean the single box. Wherever I click, that is a cell. All these boxes where a column and a row meet to make one, it's called a cell. So whenever I talk about cell, go to cell E7. You just know that I'm giving you the address E7. Just go to that box that has the box of E7 address. Okay? So if I make mention of cell, go and click on the cell with the word beans. It's still the same thing. All right? So either I call them cell or I give you the address, which is A4. So if you hear people talking about spreadsheet and you hear them mention a cell, no need to panic. A cell is simply just any of these boxes where a column and a row meet, right? That's a cell. So this cell where we have yam pando, the word, the content in Excel language, we call it value. We call it what? Value. Value simply means the write up, whatever content, whatever that cell is holding is a value. Be it a number, be it word, be it anything, it's a value. All right? Are we good? Thumbs up if we are good, or you want me to repeat the cell and value concept. Okay, thank you. All right. So, we are working towards being professionals in Excel. So it's better we use the technical words. If you agree with me, a thumbs up. No thumbs up.
I gave you one.
No, ladies on the call. We have to learn how to use the technical names of each of these things. So when you speak to people outside that you use Excel to do one or two and you're using the technical names, they will know that yes, you actually used Excel. That is what will differentiate you from somebody who did not attend this class, from somebody who has not taken training. Okay? Now, so the cell where you have yam pando is smaller than the value. The value refers to the name yam pando. What do we do? That means we need to format this column. So a name like yam pando should fit in properly. Okay? So what we need to do is to format that cell so the name, excuse me, so the name will fit in properly. There's an easy way to do it. And the easy way is to take your pointer. Now, the pointer is this cross you're seeing over here. Okay? From time to time, when you move it around, it will change in the shape. So if I take it up to where I have the column A, just the line that separates column A and B, you can see it has changed to like two arrows crossing each other. When you see that arrow, you can click and drag it. Okay? When you see that arrow, you can click and drag to make sure that the space is now enough for this value. That's the simplest way to go about it. Let me repeat that process again. I'm just going to undo. So this cell contains a word, two words that are longer than the space provided. We want to make sure that whatever we type, if we type a very long word, it should fit. For that to happen, we need to make space. There are two ways we can do that. One way is to click on the boundary between A and B column. When the cursor or the pointer changes its shape, you click and drag. That way, whatever you type, the space would now be enough. That's one way. Okay? Subsequently, we will go further and discuss other ways to do it. But this is the easiest way to make more space for your word to come in. Now, let's continue. For this, we are just going to name this row food items. Okay, yes, please, your hand is up.
Okay, I just wanted you to zoom out and you just did. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to name these food items. It is advisable that you always give table headers. Now, this is a spreadsheet, but you can also just look at it as a table, right? And it's proper for you to give each of your tables a good title, each of the columns a good title. So if somebody else comes and look at your spreadsheet, they can easily tell, oh, okay, these are different food items and type, right? Is that okay? Now, remember, we are working on a shopping list. The next thing we want to do is to get a price. How much do they sell these things in the market? So somebody should just give me price for yam. Just mention it so I can write it down.
5,000.
5,000. Remember, what we are doing is data entry. Okay? So when you hear people talk about data entry and things like that, this is what we are doing right now. It's what we are doing. It's not very complicated, right? So 5,000 naira yam, something else. Plantain, how much?
3,000.
4,000.
3,000. Oh, 4,000 for plantain.
It depends on the
Then
size.
beans. We are just practicing, so anything can go, right?
7,000.
7,000. And rice,
80,000.
15,000.
80,000. 80,000 for rice. Can anyone tell me how I'm able to go to the next cell after typing 80,000? Can anyone tell
You,
me how I'm able to go?
you enter.
You
You
press
press
enter.
enter key.
Okay, very good. So how am I able to move around like this? Each of the boxes the cells are moving. How am I able to move around? Any idea? Like I can go up, I can go down, I can go to the left, to the right. How am I able to do this?
You just move your mouse.
Okay, moving my mouse. I'm moving my mouse right now, but none of the cell is being highlighted. But if I'm doing
What
this,
is
you can
your
see that the cells are highlighted, right?
yes?
Okay, so any idea how we can achieve this?
You can use your arrow key.
On your laptop, you have the arrow key that goes to the right, to the left, up and down. So you use the
Down.
arrow key, okay? So it just helps you move around. Just in case you have a list and maybe I made a mistake somewhere, you can just use the arrow key, go over there and type in the correct thing. Is that okay? Is that fine?
Yes, ma.
All right. So we can use the arrow key to move around. So yam pando, how much should we give it?
5,000.
5,000. Then mangi, how much?
2,000.
2,000. So what name should we have? No, seeing that these are numbers, what do you think would be a proper table header name, column name for this column that has numbers?
Price.
Price. Awesome. Let me send you flowers. Let me share flowers to you. Where are my flowers buttons? All right, thank you for that. So next we have to look at quantities. What are the quantity we want? Remember, we are creating a market list. We know that this is how much they sell these things, and let's just assume the price we have now is for single item, right? This is like the unit price. So what quantity do we want to buy? You get what I mean by quantity, right?
Yes, ma.
Yes.
Okay, so just to save time, this is short form for quantity. Let me just say we want about 4 here. Maybe we want 2, we want 3, we just want
Two.
2,
2 bags.
5, and we need about 6. So these are the quantities. Now, we have created a table. We have simply done data entry. Is it difficult?
No.
No. We have created a table and we have done data entry. Sometimes we do this in our books. We can just write down, everybody makes market list. You write down your list, what you want. You write down the amount, then you total it, isn't it? Then you take the money you want to take and you go to the market and you start buying your stuff. So we have made a market list. We have made the quantity we want to buy. Now, how much will this cost us? This is where the calculation comes in. We have the price for one particular unit, that's
Unit
for
price.
yam. Yes, unit price. Let me put it unit price here. Thank you for that. Now, if you want to make corrections, like I said, you can move around, double click on that particular box. So you go ahead and type in what you want to do. Okay? If I just go on to unit price, click on it, and I type, it's going to erase everything. So if you go to a box and you just click on the box, your cursor is not blinking inside, and you type, Excel is going to think you want to erase everything in that cell and start afresh. That was what happened here. Let me undo this. That was what happened here. So if I click and start typing, Excel is going to think I want to remove everything. So what you need to do, if you want to change or add something, double click on it. When you see the cursor blinking, you can know you're ready to type, right? So we
Okay.
have our unit price. Again, we can see that something is not showing. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay. Please let me get water to drink. Give me water. Just a second, let me get water to drink. All right. So next we want to find out how much this will cost us. For that, we're going to do what kind of calculation for us to know the total amount if we want to buy 4 units, 4 quantities. A unit price is 5,000 and we want 4. What calculation should we do? Is it addition, division, subtraction, or multiplication? Anyone can tell me.
Multiplication.
Multiplication. Thank you so much. Wow, you ladies are like experts already. Excel is not complicated though. Flowers for you. Thank you so much. So we're gonna do multiplication, and we'll be creating that on this column. Okay. Now, for us to do that, we can name here cost. What is going to cost us? Now, for us to do that calculation, we have to multiply 5,000 times 4. Anytime you want to do a calculation in Excel, you must begin with an equal to sign.
Okay.
You must begin with an equal to sign. That tells Excel that, okay, I need to run calculation. So anytime you need to do any kind of calculation, addition, subtraction, maximum, average, you must start with an equal to sign. Now, if you're working on your book, maybe you have a book and you're trying to do this calculation, someone can just go ahead and say 5,000. You use your asterisk to represent multiplication and you say 4. All right? Are you saying this?
Yes.
So when you hit enter, it does the calculation for you and gives you 20,000. And this is correct. This is what? Correct. But we are here about efficiency and easy way to do things, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, ma.
Okay, so assuming we went to the market or we called somebody and they said, oh, yam is not 5,000 again, no, it is 6,000. We say, oh, okay, we now update this to 6,000. Did our cost change?
No.
No. That means typing in your numbers for calculation directly, it is not an efficient way to do calculation. All right? It's not an
Yes.
efficient way to do calculations in Excel. An efficient way would be cell referencing. Can somebody give me the cell reference of the unit price of yam?
Hey.
The unit price. The unit price of yam. The cell address or the cell reference. Let me click on it. What's the cell reference?
That's A. B. Is it A?
No, it's not B.
Is
B1, B
It's
two.
A
B2.
two.
B2.
A
It's
two.
B2. It's
B2.
All
B2.
right. Okay, B2 it is. Now remember I said unit price. Unit price, you look for the column that has unit price, which is B.
Mm.
And I said yam, you look for the row that has yam, which is 2. So you go ahead
Yeah.
and say B2. Okay? So that's the cell reference or cell address. So let's hit equal to and type B2. As you can see, it has been highlighted. Automatically, it's going to highlight that place for you to confirm that that's the cell reference you want. Next, we're going to use asterisks to represent multiplication. Now, the quantity for yam, what's the cell reference?
C2.
C2.
C2. Good. We're going to type C2. It's going to highlight both cells. Once you confirm that yes, this is the actual cell you want, you go ahead and hit enter. It gives you the price. Okay?
Wow.
Okay, so should we go over it once more? Should I go over?
Sorry,
Let's
did
do the
you?
next one.
Sorry, please. Did you multiply? Did
Yes.
you put the multiplication sign?
Yes.
Asterisk.
I use
Okay.
asterisk to represent multiplication.
Okay.
In
Thank you.
Excel, it's asterisks we use to represent multiplication. So let's repeat that for plantain. Remember, for you to
Yes, yes.
enter,
Let's do the next one.
yes, for you to enter any formula, always begin with what? Begin with what?
Equal sign.
Equal
Equal
to
sign.
sign. Good. Now, the address of unit price for plantain, what's the cell address?
B3. B3.
B3.
All right, B3.
Asterisk.
Sorry, B3. Yeah, you're going to use asterisks. And the quantity for plantain, what's the address of the cell?
C3. C3.
C3. Once you have confirmed that your formula is good, and
C3.
yes, we've clicked on C3, and the cell reference is what you want, you go ahead and calculation for
Wow, that's very
you.
easy.
Simple, right? Yes.
Yes, ma.
Easy
Now,
way to calculate. Yes.
assuming you have like a list up to 20, eh? You know it will be tiring. Let me just copy. Don't worry, I'm just copying this. Let me just paste again. Okay. Now, assuming we have this going on for like up to 13. So for you to start putting on these things, this formula one after the other, you might get tired because it's a repetitive task, right? So something you can do is to click on the previous formula, the previous cell. You see this tiny box by the bottom right. Can you see it?
Hmm.
This tiny box here.
Yes.
Yes, ma.
Okay. Now, you move your pointer or your cursor to that box. It will change to a darker cross. Okay? When it changes to a darker cross, double click.
Drag.
a list, and the list goes on to maybe like 20 or 30. It might be hard for you to start entering the formula up to 20 times. You might get tired, right? So there's an easy way for you to automatically complete the rest of the formula. And for you to do that, you select the cell that you have entered previously, click on it. You see this tiny box. Can you see this tiny box that is at the bottom right?
Yes.
Okay, you move your mouse pointer or your cursor to that tiny box. It's going to change to a thicker or a darker shade of cross, right? Can you see that?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Good. Next, you double click twice,
Okay.
fast, okay? It's
Okay.
not slow clicking. If you're using your laptop, you click on it fast, twice. That's double
Okay.
clicking. It will automatically complete the formula for you. So if you have this
Okay.
list, if your list contains 1,000 food items, once you have done the calculation for the first cell, for the first row of row number 2, if you've done that calculation, you double click, it's going to automatically complete other calculations for other rows. Okay?
Okay.
So so
I
now,
understand it now. Thank you.
all right. So is there any other person that needs further clarification? Any other person? I'm going to call names. Olarewaju. I'm sorry about the pronunciation of your name. Pardon me. But are you good?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. Phoebe Sola, are you okay with this?
Yes, ma.
All right. Jennifer, is this okay as well?
Very okay, ma.
All right. Laura,
Yes, I'm listening. I'm hearing.
okay, this calculation we did and the formula, are you okay with it or we should repeat the
Yes, very
process?
okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Orogun, I'm sorry about the name pronunciation, please. Orogun, please pronounce your name. Oh, left the meeting. All right. All right, thank you. I'm happy everybody um understands this process and you can replicate this, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, if you click on each of the cells, if you click on each of the cells and you look at your formula bar, you will see the formula there too. If you click on each of the cells, you will see the formula that was used. So Excel automatically completes the formula for you. Okay? So next, we have gotten what it cost us to buy each of these items. Now, to make this look nice, we can format the table. Okay? We can format this as a table. Now, if I click on any cell and I do, if I click on any cell and I say Control A, it's going to select all the values, all the cell that I have typed. Control A. Make sure you're clicking on within the cell, within any cell within your write-up. Click on it and say Control A. It will select every other thing you have typed. We want to format this as a table, so it's going to look pretty. It's going to look nice. It's going to look presentable. So when you select Control A to select everything, then you click on your home tab Then you go down to where you have styles. Can you see? Styles. Then you see format as table. So you click on the small arrow pointing down, format as table. Looking at the different shapes or the different design, you choose which of the formatting style you want. Let's go for the green one. Now it's going to ask you, my table has headers. Make sure you check that your table has headers, and you say okay. So it has formatted the table for you. This table formatting is very important in the sense that once you start adding more items to your list, it takes the same formula. It's going to do the calculations for you without you dragging so much. So you can go on and add more things you want, and once you just drag it down, everything goes. Okay, you see that I've dragged it down. I can add salt, I can add the value, let me say 300. I want 10, I want 13. It automatically does the calculation. That's why formatting as tables is very important, because it does calculations for you automatically. So we can add pepper. Pepper is maybe 150 naira, and we just want 5. Maybe I click on enter. It does the calculation for me and takes me to the next part for me to do, to type in something else. That's why it's good to format as a table. So if you run a business and you have entered your stock, all the items you have in your store, you have put in the prices, but you know that your shop will keep on growing, more items will come. It's better you format as a table. So once you're adding items, updating your tables, automatically the calculations would be, done for you. Another good thing why you format as a table, if for example the price of yam here is now 2,000, take a good look at this. Okay, once I click enter, the price changes. Did you see that? Did you notice?
Yes, we did.
Did you notice that?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
this is just one of the many benefits of formatting as a table. You don't need to worry about making changes to some cell and the total or the calculations would not update. So it will automatically update the calculation. If today maybe we have 2 units of plantain and next we want to have 7 units, once you hit enter, it updates the calculation. That's why it's better to format as a table. Okay, so sort of this is what they call automation. It just does some repetitive tasks for you, completes them automatically. That's why it's good to have it as a table. All right. Okay, so let's take questions. Let's digest and take questions. If anybody is on their laptop, I would like them to just share and, you know, let's see what they are able to, replicate on their laptop. Is there anybody with the laptop here? No one.
Who wants
Okay, do
to
we have it?
try?
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm just asking who wants to try. Who is it her laptop on? Practice makes perfect. She has taught us a lot. So who wants to try with her laptop?
Okay, so
I
I
was
will
thinking, say
not.
we can't use the laptop unless we sign in. Can't use Excel on our laptop.
You can, but you said yours is cracked.
Okay, is that what you mean?
Yeah, is yours working?
You say unless I sign in.
Is your own
It's not
working?
working. No.
I'll try and get you the cracked version. Who else has her
Okay,
Excel
cracked
working?
versions are not yet. So.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, Omela, you wanted to
Okay,
say something.
so yeah, I wanted to say getting a cracked version from Obunabar is not too, it's not difficult. They can easily fix it up for you, and you will not have any need to
Use the
upgrade or
paper.
something.
Yeah.
So one thing about skills, learning skills, if you do not practice, you would forget. And a little thing might just hinder you and you might just get frustrated. So it's good you fix up whatever you need to fix up so you can practice. So on the mobile version, I've not used features. I don't know. I don't know if all the features you find on the desktop version is the same with the mobile version. I'm not
No,
sure. If it is, fine.
all the features are not there. So towards the end of the class, I will just show them the mobile version. All the features are not there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, but however it is, you should be able to enter the cells
Yeah, you can.
reference to do
Yeah, you.
calculations.
Yes, you can. I'll take them
Yeah.
through that towards the end of the class once you're done.
Okay. So, is anybody having any question? Any question at this point? Any question? If you need to ask, ask. If you're imagining something and you want us to see how it can happen, ask and let's handle the question before we go further. I'm going to ask question. If nobody is asking me, I'll ask. Okay. So just in case you have your Excel spreadsheets on your laptop or computer and you cannot find your formula bar, how do you access it?
You go to view.
Okay. Okay. From view, what do you do? You go to view. I've clicked on the view tab. What next? What should you do next?
Will you now go to your formula bar?
Good. You now make sure the formula bar is checked, right? You make
Yes.
sure the formula bar is checked. Flowers for you. Thank you so much. Next question. If I have typed a word and the word is too much, you see how it is entering another column. What do I do so everything can fit in this column? What do I do? What do I do? I want what I've typed here to fit within column F. What do I do? I don't want it entering here because if I want to type
You
something here,
highlight on the column. On the you put your cursor on the line
which of
and
the
you
line?
drag it.
Which of the line? This line.
Yes.
This line, yeah, that line there, that one between F and G, yes, and you drag it to
Okay.
your right.
Okay. Thank you so much. People are expert too. Who will teach me? Who will teach me? I have expert ladies here. Flowers for you as well. Thank you. Okay. So can anybody tell me briefly what cell referencing or cell address means? How do you reference a cell? Row before column or column before name before row? How do you reference a cell? I'm giving you a hint. Do you reference by writing down the row before the column or column before the row? How do you reference
Column before row.
a cell? Yes, Jennifer.
I say columns before row.
Columns before row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Flowers for you as well. All right. I'm glad everybody's catching up. So let's quickly look at summation. Okay. We've done multiplication to get the cost of these items, but how much do we need in total to buy? Okay. How much do we need in total to buy these things on our list? For that, we have to use the sum function. SUM, sum. We have to use the sum function. Now, I have typed in the sum, 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 and a bracket. In the bracket, we are going to include what we want. So there are there are a lot of ways to do a lot of things in Excel. It's not just one particular ways. There are many ways, all right? So one of the ways you can do this, always begin with an equal sign, type in sum, then we can go on and highlight the columns we want, right? So I can go on and click from here, drag it down here, and I say enter. Close and say enter. It gives us the sum. So sum means it's going to add everything for us. That's one way. Another way, we can get the total sum, the same thing. Begin with your equal to sign, put in the function sum, open a bracket, use the cell reference. The cost of the first cell reference is D2, right? So we're going to
Yes.
type in D2. Now, the last one is D15. Now, we use a column to tell Excel that this is the range of cell you need to do the calculation on. Okay, the last one is D15, so you type D15. So Excel is going to highlight the column you have, the cells you have chosen. Once you're sure that that is what you want, close your brackets and hit enter. So these are just the two ways you can calculate the total sum. There are other ways as well. Okay, there are other ways as well, but this is how you can calculate each of the sums. So we can repeat that for this. Somebody should give me the formula. I want to calculate the unit price sum. Somebody should give me the
Is
formula.
equals to the sum.
Equals to sum. What should I do next? Bracket
Bracket
open.
open.
B.
Highlight.
Okay, I want to use cell reference.
No, it's B now. B
B,
6,000.
Okay, B.
Okay, B
B2.
B2
okay.
column
Okay, B2 column. What next?
B15
B15.
bracket close. Enter.
Bracket close. Enter. Awesome. You deserve some accolades. Well done. Well done. Okay, so now we have the total cost, total amount for unit price, total amount for the cost price. Right. So let's just quickly
Then
find out the difference. Yes. Any question? Somebody else say something. All right. Let's just find the difference between the cost price and the unit price. When we say difference, we mean subtraction. So, a quick way, I want somebody to just guess what we can do. Somebody should just guess, guess what we can do. How can we find out the difference between the total cost and the total unit price? What should we do? What can we type as a formula?
Equals
Equals to
cost. 4.
Equals to total.
you can use
Unit.
the cell reference. Use the cell reference.
Unit cost.
What's the cell reference for the cost total? The cost column, where we have the total cost column, the price, the amount. What's the cell reference for it? Where we did the sum calculation for the cost.
Unit cost.
It's here now. See it here.
Cost. 2 for 2. Okay.
Cell reference.
So-
She's asking for the
The
cell
cell
reference. The cell address.
Okay. That's
Okay, let me explain now, okay? We want to find out the difference between the total amount after calculating the cost and the total amount after calculating the unit price. We want to
Okay.
find out the difference. To do that, we need to enter the cell addresses and subtract them. So what is the cell address that has this product? The cell address of
Is
that.
it D18 or
Okay, yes, D18. So for subtraction, it is minus.
D18 minus
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 D18
B. No.
minus
Minus B.
Okay,
B18
B18.
B18. What next?
bracket open.
Close.
Bracket close, enter.
No.
Bracket open, enter.
Now I'm just going to say enter. Now let's look at a difference. If you're using functions, if you're using Excel functions, which is sum, you open a bracket.
Okay. Sum.
If you're typing, yes, you open a bracket. If you're typing directly, you just want to do a quick addition or subtraction or multiplication between just two cells, you enter it directly without putting a bracket.
Okay. So
But
that's
if you want to do a lot of calculations, that's when you can now be adding brackets to it. But if it's just two cells that you want to add or you want to subtract, you can go ahead and type in the addresses of the cell without your brackets. But anytime you want to enter a formula, Excel functions equal to average sum. If you want to use the Excel function sum and you're putting D18 to let's say D2 to D4 and you hit enter, it will give you an error. Why? Because you do not have a bracket. You need to open up your bracket. So anytime, remember this, if you're using Excel functions are the sum, all the sum, addition, subtraction, this everything. You use that cell reference. You open your bracket. You close your bracket. When you enter, it will give you the calculation. But if you want to add, subtract, multiply two cells without using Excel function, you don't need a bracket. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. It can work directly. So even if you're putting a bracket, let's put a bracket and see. Whether you put a bracket or you don't put a bracket or it will still work. Okay? But if you're using Excel functions and you do not put a bracket, it's going to give you an error. All right? Okay. Okay, so today we have done data entry. We have entered values. Remember, I said value is whatever you have written inside a cell. It can be a word, alphabet, or number. That's your value. We have entered value in a cell. We have done calculations. We have done sum. We have done subtraction. Okay. I would should I do maximum? You want me to go further or let's swallow this one and digest it? Hi ladies. Should we digest this for now? Okay. All right. So we have covered data entry, just typing in your data. We have done calculation, adding, multiplying two columns together. We have done sum. We have used the sum function to find out the total sum. You can go the same thing with the average. You just use average, it will give you the average of these amounts and things like that. So we have subtracted and we have found the amount. So basically, we have just seen a basic way to write our formulas. Always begin with an equal to sign. Any formula, if you want to type in a formula, once you start with an equal to, you're letting Excel know that this is a formula I want to type. So after entering your data, it's wise for you to format as a table. One of the reasons you format as a table, in case you're adding more values, to your list. Excel will automatically calculate. Okay? Excel will automatically run the calculations for you. All right? That's why it's important to use tables. That's why it's important to use tables. Sorry, what did I do? That's why it's important for you to use tables. And yeah, one more thing we can do is to format these column D. Now, these are numbers, isn't it? And it's money. Most Excel does not have like the naira symbols. So when people enter money, they sort of leave it in dollar or they use a comma to separate that. Let's see how we can do that. Okay. So first you select the column. I've highlighted the column by clicking on the letter D.
I'm not seeing your screen, no.
Oh, who else cannot see?
Okay, I can see your screen. I don't know if it's a network.
Might be your network. Maybe just log out and log in again. Okay. Okay. So as I was saying, when you're writing money in a spreadsheet, you have to write it in a way that people know these figures represent money, not just ordinary numbers. And for us to do that, we have to format this column to show that it is representing money. First thing you do is to select the column or highlight the column. You do that by clicking on the column D. When you click on the column D, You go on to click on your home tab. All right. When you click on your home tab, come here and you see format. Under your cells, you see where you have the cells, click on format. When you click on format, you go down and you see format cell. Click on it. Next, you go and say numbers, currency. Remember, we want to format that number as money, which is currency. So we click on currency. Normally, money has like decimal places, so you leave it as decimal places. Now, these are the different currencies you have. The standard currency people accept is dollar, so let's leave it at dollar, right? Let's leave it as dollar and we say okay. Now look at the different ways it can show. Is it minus or this or this? You can choose any one you want and you say okay. So now it's going to format this column to represent money. So whenever people see, anybody that sees will know, okay, this is not just 24, it's $24,000. All right, we're just putting the dollar sign. You can also do without the dollar sign. We can do without the dollar sign. Let me just remove it so it doesn't look like we are taking too much money to buy yam, ordinary yam. So, but then when somebody sees 24, the comma and the dots, yes, we all know that this is not just a number, but it's an amount. It's money. It's not just a number, it's money. We can repeat the same process here. Unit price is also money. Okay. The same thing, you highlight this column, go to home tab, click on format and click on format cell. Okay. Now, another thing you can do quickly, you see the cell had the column is still highlighted. You see this tab, number. Go on and click here that you have the dollar sign. When you click on it, this is what we want. Automatically, it works it out for you. Okay, it formats it for you. Okay, now as you can see, here is showing hash 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 and hash hash hash. There is no need to panic. It only means that the size of your column is too small for that value to enter. If the size of the column is too small for the value, what do we do? Somebody should tell me. What do we do? This one that is showing hash hash, it means that the size of the value of that cell is smaller than the size of the column. What do we do? Yes, somebody should. We need to make more space. How do we go about it? We need to make more space. How do we go about it? What's going on?
Yeah, shy.
Okay, let me rephrase my question. Can you see where we have row number 5, rice? The unit price is on hash 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 after formatting. This means that the amount, the figure that is written there is bigger. It's bigger than the size of that place. And this is under the B column, okay? So we need to make space, increase the B column so that that amount for rice will show properly. How do we increase this B column? That is my question. What do I do to increase the size of this B column so that the value for rice will show properly?
Is to put your cursor on that line, then drag it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Aha, I feel drink water drop cup now. Thank you. Oh, I was afraid, like, what's happening? Take flowers. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So you can see, once we have expanded the column, the amount for rice is showing. Okay? So there are very tiny things that might be looking like errors for you when you're doing your calculation, doing your data entry. There is no need for you to panic. First of all, just increase it. Increase the size. When you're putting all this tiny size like this, the size of a color, oh, everything, hey, what did I do? I don't know what I did. I have error. You start panicking. No need to panic. Hash, hash, hash. It just means we need more size. Increase it, and everything is fine. Okay, so the step we just did now is to format our money, the amount, which is money or currency. In Excel language is currency. So if we present this to somebody, the person will know that, oh, this amount, this value here is representing money. This is money. We formatted it to look like money. You know, when you're writing numbers in your book, if you're writing 24,000, you write it directly. But if you're writing 24,000 naira, when you go to the bank, we put, isn't it? You put your comma, then you put .00, which is no kobo. Okay, because there are sometimes you can be doing your calculation and it will run into kobo, 24,000, 50 kobo or whatever. That's why it's advisable you format your currency or your columns that contains monetary representation as currencies. You keep them as currencies. So we have formatted this column and this column as currencies. So this column A, it's, what can we say? These are just normal text. Now we can leave them as general, or you can format them as you can leave them as general, nothing specific, or you format it as text. Now when you format your cells to a specific thing, whenever you want to put something else that does not align, it will alert you. So when you format this as text, Excel would recognize that whatever you put in here, it will be a text. If you put in a number, it's going to keep that number as a text, and it's going to, you see that red sign? It's telling you that you should check, oh, this thing you did here, is that what you want to keep here? Can you see this? Hello?
Yes, we can.
Are we following? Okay. So I'm just running through formatting each of your column to represent the value of what they have. Column A, as we can see, is text. Text are words, your words, yam, plantain, beans, any kind of word is a text. Anything you can spell out with alphabet is a text. So we have formatted this as a text, and we went ahead and we typed in a number, and Excel is giving us a red mark to warn us. This thing you put is a number, but I am putting it as a text. So you can also format a number as a text. The difference, alignment. Numbers will be aligned to the right. Alignment means where they are positioning, where they are going to stay, the physical space they are staying. Now, when you have a cell like this, let me use a vacant cell. I have a number here. I can have these to be centralized. Alignment. This is alignment. I can put it to the center. I can put it to the right. I can put it to the left. That is me just changing the position of this number. That's on my own. Excel by default, once you enter a number, Excel is going to align it to the right, the way all these numbers are aligned. Okay? So this is how Excel would understand that this is a number, and it will only do calculation on numbers. Excel will not do calculation on text. You can let's do sum. If we say sum, we want to sum. What do you want to sum? We want to sum here. Let's sum it. It's going to give us an error. Excel will not do calculation on text data. Excel will only do calculation on numbers data. So even if I have these as numbers 6, I have it as a number, and I want to do sum. Let me say sum equals to sum, and I'm selecting this. I'm hitting enter. Excel will not do it because Excel is looking at it as a text. Okay? Are we following?
Following.
Yes. So Excel will not do it because Excel thinks it is a text. You have formatted that column as a text. Excel will not do the calculation for you. It does. Nobody adds A plus A except you're doing further math and it will give you 2A. Excel will not do that. So once you format, you tell Excel is taking note that, oh, this is text. So even if you put in a number, it's going to align it to the left. And that is how Excel aligns text. Texts are aligned to the left. Numbers are aligned to the right. That's the difference. So when somebody that knows how to use Excel sees your table and sees this column, without even finding out what this column is about, they say, okay, these are numbers and these are text. Okay, so this is just formatting your table. Text represents formatting the column as text that has text alone, formatting the column that has currency, numbers, money values. This has ordinary numbers, so we can format it as numbers, ordinary numbers. Excel will add decimal places to numbers because you will always do calculation. So you can either remove those numbers if you don't want them. So this is also formatted as a currency. Okay, let me not overwhelm you so much. But I believe with this, you should be able to practice, create your list, create a list on your own, whatever it is. If you're a business person, do like a stock, or take a stock of your products. Make a list of the products you have in your shop, the amount, the unit price, then the quantity you have each of them. Then you can now have the cost. Then you can now have another column that says price, amount, sold. So if you're a business person and it's cost you 24,000 to buy the yam, and you now customer, because of Nigeria, somebody price you you now say that I want to sell it 23,500. Okay, you sell this one 23,500. You now sell this one 40,000 because the person did not price well. You can put in all these your values. At the end of the day, when you do your calculation, it costs you 240 something thousand. When you calculate what you were able to sell and you're getting like 400,000, you can now say, oh, maybe I'm making money, maybe I'm not making money. All right, I hope you're getting my point with Excel.
Yes.
This is how you can apply Excel to your normal business, your normal real life situation. Okay, if you're buying and selling all the things you've bought, even if you're a thrift seller, you are selling 3 clothes. Oh, you bought 4 jeans, you bought them for this price, you want to sell them for this price, but customer price you now sold it more than your cost price, or the customer did not price, you sold it 3 times. You can put in all those things. At the end of the week, you now do the calculation, total of this, total of that, total of this. Then you clearly know, am I making money from this business or am I losing? Because sometimes if you don't do calculations, you will not know if you're making money or not. So you can apply this simple spreadsheet we have done, this simple, very basic table we have done. You can apply it to your household, to your business, to whatever thing you're doing. Even if it's just to take a record of things you're buying. In January, you could have been buying a packet of salt 400 naira. By August, that packet of salt has gone to 500 naira. In 6 months time, you can track how things have increased or decreased. You'll be able to know, we are now spending more on food, or we are spending less on food, or this is where we are spending more. Let us start managing this, let us start doing this. It helps you to budget your things around. So there is nowhere you cannot apply this knowledge. You can apply it to your personal life, you can apply it to your business. No knowledge is lost or whatever, right? So if you have any question, you can ask and I'll be happy to answer. I hope with this you can do your assignment easily. Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Only Jennifer is responding. How about the others? Okay, thank you. All right. All right, thank you. So I've come to the end of today's section, and
Wow. Wow.
I hope you feel value.
You are giving plenty flowers, plenty
Wow,
hearts, like you overwhelmed us. Thank you, thank you.
you're
We are now
welcome.
confident in our Excel learning. Thank you so much, Omela. We're really
You're
excited and we
welcome.
don't want this class to end. We wish you can just go on and on and on. Wow, we are excited. Thank you so much.
You're
So we've
welcome.
had another master facilitator today. I believe today our confidence using spreadsheet has boosted, like over boosted. Thank you so much. And our time is already fast spent. So I'll just quickly show us the mobile version just quickly so that we know we can use it on the web and on mobile. All right. And this is a Microsoft application. We can also have spreadsheets using Google Slides. No, Google Sheets. So whenever you use Google Sheets, you can also do spreadsheets there. So I'll just go ahead and share my screen and show us the mobile version. All right. I hope we're not overwhelmed. All right. If you still have space to grab, can I get some thumbs up? Okay. So on the mobile, I told us to just download Microsoft 365. And then this is what I have here. I'll just go ahead and open it up. Okay, so this is how it looks. Microsoft 365. I don't know, can you see my screen? Hello, can you see my screen? Can I go ahead? Can we see my screen? Can somebody just respond if you can see my screen? Just unmute and speak. All right.
We
I'm
cannot.
not
I
seeing your
cannot see your
screen.
screen. No, we cannot see your
This
screen.
Microsoft
So
365.
But sure you have.
All you need to do is just under create. You can see that the create is highlighted. So you just click on documents. I'll
Sister
click on
Keno, we cannot
documents
You
see your
can't see
screen.
and
your
you can
screen,
select
no.
either Microsoft Word, select All right, let me go ahead and share again. Let me
Thank
share.
you.
All right, let me go ahead and share again.
Are you sharing your screen? You're not seeing it too.
Okay, can you see my screen now? Can you see my
Yes.
screen? All right. So
Yes.
if you have Microsoft 365, this is how it looks. The interface is just like this. And below we
The
can
thing
see the
has done
create.
again.
Uh-oh. Can you see it now?
No.
Oh, what? Oh, my mobile. Has it come up?
It has not come up.